Alright everyone, Octa here. I am back for another video on Legend of Mushroom. You wanted to know what I think about the new artifact, and I'm gonna explain to you everything in detail in this video. So first of all, let's just go through the artifact and try to understand what it does, and after that I'm gonna show you some fights in PvP so you will see the effects and in what situation is useful to use that artifact and in what situation that artifact is just not useful at all. Alright, so every time you lose 25% max HP, then you freeze all enemies in front. And you freeze also the pals. So in my opinion, that staff here has been released to counter the pal classes, especially for the archer classes, because you are getting disarmed, but the pals are not disarmed and they can attack you right after the end of your blitz assault, and because of that, generally they can beat you. Alright, so I'm gonna try that right after. And the effect ignores the control immunity, so it doesn't work with the panda. You can't counter that with the panda mount. You can't reduce the control duration with the blue ox mount or with the sunshine bringer. So this is the best control we have at the moment in game. But you need to lose some HP to have the effect, so we are gonna talk about that. Alright? So during that control, enemies are completely cancelled. They can't use basic attack, combo counters or skills, and their energy regen speed is blocked. They can't recover their cooldowns, and regen attributes are reduced to 0, so they can't even heal, so they can do absolutely nothing. You can trigger that effect up to 3 times in battle, so this is the reason why I think that if you are using a tanky build with a lot of regen, this thing is not made for you. Because generally, you have a lot of resistances to versus DPS classes, and you are staying alive during the fight. But maybe you can try to use that with a kind of tanky build with less resistances, increase a bit more your attack, and in that case it might become more interesting. I don't know, I haven't tried that, but if you did try that, let me know in the comment below, I will pin your message. So then, when the frozen targets take more than 25% of max HP in damage during the freeze, they are not frozen anymore. So this is basically the artifact. So I'm using it at the moment with my pal class, and let's go in PvP, let's try to find some fights in which it can help. For that, I'm going in a cross-server rank match, and I'm gonna try to find some archers, very strong archers. If I can find some, that would be great. There is one here, PLUME Monarch, more power than me, 600 billion HP, 6,000 million attack. That's a pretty nice build. Let's check the rest, by the way. Above 9,000 crit damage and 46,000 combo multiplier. So this is basically the equivalent of my own PLUME Monarch build. I'm using the new staff, and let's see if it does work or not. So this is what I'm telling you. I am able to attack before him during the duration of the blitz assault, and now I was able to cast the effect of the staff. And I don't know exactly what happened here, but I'm pretty sure that I took the damage from the Shida mount, and this is what procced the effect of the staff, and this is the reason why I wasn't able to cancel the damage. Another reason, you can see there that the first effect procced with my staff on the opponent, but it cancelled because probably I was still dealing some damage to the target, and when you deal 25% damage during the freeze, it cancelled the freeze. Alright, so I found a player here. This is the Beastmaster. He has way more attack than me, almost the same HP. Let's compare the stats. So this is the difference, a huge attack difference there. Let's check the rest. Crit resistance I have way more. And what about the rest? Pal damage res maybe? Yeah, I have some, he has none. And pal damage I have a bit more, so you know what, let's practice. You will see the effect of the staff directly. He's gonna get control, look at that, it's gonna go fast. Let's go, you see the effect, it procced 2 times. Let's just watch the replay. And as you can see here, this is the first proc, so he is controlled and I'm able to release more damage during that period, and it happened a second time during the fight. So this is the effect, and in my opinion it works better on DPS classes that can deal 25% of your HP in damage really fast, so you can control them and you have more time to beat them. I'm gonna try versus a tanky player just to show you. He's maybe a bit less tanky than Dino and Lunk, so let's try that fight and let's see how it goes. So I'm taking a lot of damage, you can see the effect, he's getting controlled, but that's the Martial Sage, so that's useless because the Martial Sages are reflecting your damage. So you don't care about controlling them, but just in case you can see that it works, and it can reduce the heal and the cooldown received on the target by a lot. So this is the reason why I was able to release some damage during the freeze effect. But it's not enough. And the fact is that when you are using that staff, you are not getting any extra damage. I just want to compare the damage with that staff here on the same guy. Let's see if there is a difference between the two staffs. Let's practice again and let's see. So the new staff is great on tanky players for the first seconds of the fight because you can proc multiple times the heal block and the skill cooldown regen block. And during that period, you have time to release more damage. But on a long fight, you won't be able to proc the freeze anymore. So having a staff or any other artifact giving you some extra damage will help you more. But in that case, he has a lot of offensive stats apparently, so I am dying very fast, so the difference is not that big. But you know what I mean. So I just switched my class. I am on a Sacred Hunter. You remember that build? That was the build to beat tanky players I was using before. And by the way, there is a thing to take here. Yeah, so I have everything to deal damage based on max HP and everything now to reduce the heals received by the target. Remember, I'm gonna show you the things I have equipped on my character at the moment. So you remember that back accessory here, this one, to reduce the heals received by the target when you're using the snail pile. So I'm using that with that new artifact now, just to see if it does change anything, if I can reduce even more the heals received by the target, and if I am able to kill enemies, alright? So let's go here in PvP, and I am gonna try that directly here. So right before, let me just switch my build. I want to take that build here. And I need to change that. I need to use the combo crit, of course. Switch outfit. Let's challenge. I'm gonna try first with versus a warrior class, and after that versus a prophet class. They have way more stats than me, and they are very, very tanky. One of the strongest players we have on the server. So let's first talk versus Lunk. Start of the fight. I might take a lot of counter-strike damage during the run and die very fast, but maybe I can reduce the heals and deal some damage to him. So here, the effect of the staff procced, and it wasn't enough. Even with that, I wasn't able to release a ton of damage. It procced the second time, and now I am almost dead already. And I was able to release like 30% HP on that guy. So let's try versus Dino now. And after that, I'm gonna try to change the artifact to see if there is a difference when I'm using another one instead. Okay, so Dino is a very strong tanky regen prophet. So, I don't know if it is gonna work neither, but let's see how much damage I can release. One more time, this is with the new staff. So you can see the effect here, it procced, but I was stunned. I wasn't able to deal any damage during that period. So that was already the second time, if I'm not mistaken. So I can proc the effect only one more time before the end of the fight. So it procced another time, wasn't able to deal anything to him. And yeah, just basically, I can't deal any more damage to him, almost no more damage, and I am about to die. I'm not even sure if it helped me to deal any extra damage. Let's try to replace that artifact and use another one instead. I know that the sapling was working well to release some more damage based on max HP, so let's see what I can do with that. So let's retry in real situation versus Lunk. But that time I have a different artifact. I'm using the sapling one from Christmas. Let's see if I can do a bit more damage to him. It seems like I died faster than before and my damage were worse. So let's retry but that time versus Dino. I already have more damage than before with the previous artifact apparently. But he is healing a lot. And now he's already full life again. And my character attacks Pepe, so this is not working. Alright, almost the end of the fight. If I take one more time a few skills, I'm dead already. So you see, I really do feel like I have a bit more damage with the sapling when it procs. But the difference is not that huge. And what if I use that staff here now? Let's see if it does make any difference. First try versus Lunk. The Martial Sage tank. Yeah, I am taking crazy counter-strike damage. And one more time, I wasn't able to release any damage, like it's only 5% of HP, so very, very bad. And let's retry one more time versus Dino. Alright, so a bit of damage already, but he's healing as before. But it seems like that time I have just a bit more damage than before. Wait, he is a full life already. Never mind. There isn't a big difference between the artifacts. Alright, so one more try. I am on my PLUME Monarch. Let's go in the peak rank and let's try to face another strong PLUME Monarch. That guy here has more power than me. If I compare the stats, you can see the difference is huge. Alright? So let's go in practice mode and let's see what happens. For now, I'm not using the new staff, okay? I have the Beast Row bow. So let's see what happens. He can attack before because he has a better Sunshine Bringer. Mine is only level 30 at the moment, so the effects are not working well. So this is the result with the Beast Robo. It doesn't matter that I'm not very efficient. You are going to see the difference once I will equip the new one, alright? So now I have the new one, and if I come back here in the peak rank, let's retry versus the same guy. So he is right here. Alright, so let's go. Another try, but that time with the new artifact. Let's see what it does. Normally he can attack before me because my Sunshine Bringer sucks. Was able to control him twice. He controlled me once because he's also using that. And the result was a bit better than before. So you know what it does now. But there is something more that is very interesting. Like I can just remove the disarm. And let's retry with something else. Gonna try to go fully offensive. Gonna replace this one by that. And let's retry with that. So I have no disarm anymore, alright? So let's go back in a peak rank. Same player again. And let's see what happens. Without the disarm. I will get the control normally thanks to the staff, so look at that. He's controlled thanks to the staff. I have time to attack. He's controlled again. Unfortunately, it proc the effect of the cheat amount. But that's a pretty good alternative if you don't want to use the disarm in your build, because sometimes you want to face some warriors, you don't need the disarm. Sometimes you want to face some tanky players and you don't need the disarm. Alright, so now it's time to rechange everything. I want to use my Dark Lord build first. And of the disarm, I should take a lot of damage. He's getting controlled. I have time to recover my cooldowns. He is disarmed again. And look at that, it didn't even proc the effect of the Crescent Mount yet. So this is the potential of the artifact. In my opinion, it's better when you're facing some PLUME Monarchs or Beast Tamer classes, because you can just time them out. If you're using a Prophet class, this is even better because you will have time to recover your cooldowns during the fight, because they are gonna get controlled, and more control means more time for you to survive and recover your cooldowns. This is what I think. Let me know what you think about that in the comment below. Have a really nice day, guys. Take care. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.